Come with me into the scriptures and see with your mind's eye the devotional life of Jesus. Watch him as he rises up early in the morning before the busyness of the day got started. He walks out into the quiet stillness of the early morning and finds a quiet place, a place of solitude to pray to his Father. The Gospel of Mark captures the scene very well when it says, "Now in the morning, having risen a long while before daylight, he went out and departed to a solitary place, and there he prayed." And that's found in Mark 1:35. Jesus began his day with prayer. Before he engaged in the overwhelming demands of his day, he spent quality time with the Father. It was in a solitary place that was more than likely a quiet location. And in this quiet place where Jesus often prayed to the Father, it was often in nature. The scriptures say, "And when he went and departed away, he departed to the mountain to pray." Mark 6:46. Again, the scriptures say, "So he himself often withdrew into the wilderness and prayed." Luke 5:16. He not only prayed early in the morning, but he also prayed at night. He prayed with such intensity that the Bible records that he once prayed all night. The scriptures say, "Now it came to pass in those days that he went out to the mountain to pray and continued all night in prayer to God." Luke 6:12. Those moments with his Father must have been so precious to Jesus. His connection with his Father was so close that his will was surrendered to and bound up with the Father's will. So much so that when he faced the most crucial moment in his life and ministry, he could present his request honestly, but still pray for his Father's will to be done. The scriptures say, "He went a little farther and fell on his face and prayed, saying, 'Oh, my Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will.'" Matthew 26:39. Jesus' prayer time with his Father was also attractive to his followers. The scriptures say, "Now it came to pass, as he was praying in a certain place, when he ceased, that one of his disciples said to him, 'Lord, teach us to pray as John also taught his disciples.'" That's in Luke 11:1. Apparently, when Jesus prayed, his disciples, after seeing it, wanted Jesus to teach them how to pray like he did. However, there was something else that was vitally important to Jesus' devotional experience. Jesus, from an early age, demonstrated that he spent a lot of time in the scriptures. Luke describes the scene when Jesus was just 12 years old that reveals the astonishing insights he had in the Word that can only come from spending time reading, studying, and meditating on the Word. Here's what the scripture says. "Now so it was after 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the teachers, both listening to them and asking them questions. And all who heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers." Luke 2:46-47. Later on in his life, at the outset of his ministry, the devil came and tempted him about his divine identity. His immediate response gives us a glimpse into how dependent he was on hearing from his Father through the scriptures. The word says, "Now when the tempter came to him, he said, 'If you are the Son of God, command that these stones become bread.' But he answered and said, 'It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God.'" That's Matthew 4:3-4. This was not just something that Jesus said. It was something he lived. As we have journeyed through these biblical windows into the devotional life of Jesus, we're struck with two simple yet essential ingredients to how Jesus stayed in close relationship with his Father. He maintained regular communication with his Father by talking to him in prayer and hearing from him through the scripture. At the time of my recording this, I've now been married to my wonderful wife for over 18 years. And I've discovered that any healthy relationship is based on regular communication and quality time. Intimacy and friendship is developed as you spend quality time with someone, listening to them, and then talking to them. When this is done on a regular basis, you begin to know this person's character. And if you like what you discover, you're likely to become intimately drawn to them. And my friend, this is what happens when we spend time with God, listening to him speak directly to us through the Bible, and then we talk back to him through prayer. This is what Jesus did. And since we are followers of Jesus, his love compels us to enter into the same experience.